what an exciting morning for
I
Australians
know.
and New Zealanders.
I know, it's brilliant. I'm so happy to announce all of this.
I bet. And the fact that Gloria is coming, I've listened to the album. I love it. I have a few favorite songs off it, but I want to get to the whole creating of the album first, because from the moment, of course, the first single being Love Me More, and we got that, and it was a taster of what was to come for the album. Putting it all together, what it just feels so free and so you, and it feels like we're really getting a glimpse of everything that Sam Smith loves. How was that process for you?
It was amazing, honestly. Making this album has been a total joy. After a period of time when I couldn't work with people, it was so beautiful to just be in the room with so many amazing friends and musicians and talents and put this record together. And I've worked harder on this record than any record I've ever done, and it's taken a lot of pushing and yeah, I think it's kind of all of my obsessions and loves of pop music have kind of all come together in this record.
Of course, Unholy, that has been the talk of our office, that's for sure. Everyone at work absolutely loving it.
Oh, amazing.
That song to be the second single after a song that's all about loving yourself and learning to love yourself, it was really a quite a cool moment to hear from you. Can you talk me through that process of being in the studio with the likes of Kim for that song?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy you say that because for me, Love Me More was a song where I just wanted to set the tone of where I was at personally, emotionally. And then Unholy is just straight into how I'm feeling at the moment, which is I'm in a place musically where I want to have fun. And Kim definitely has been a huge part of that. You know, being in the studio with Kim was incredible, and she blessed the song in such an amazing way. And that song, you know, a lot of people didn't support that song at first, so it took a lot of pushing and passion behind it from key people. But I'm just so happy that people love it and it's done what it's done. And it's nice to make the world dance. I've done with Latch and stuff. Like there's been dance songs, of course, and Promises and a few of my songs, but Unholy feels like a different sort of energy. So it's wild.
Oh yeah, it's like sexy dancing, you know? So it's a
Yeah,
whole different kettle of fish.
yeah, totally.
Well, that's the thing is I remember that back in 2019 when you were in New Zealand, and it was the first time that you'd ever heard Dancing with a Stranger on the radio. And I just remember the joy
Yeah.
that that brought you.
Oh, 100%. Every time I hear my music on the radio, it gives me the same buzz as it did, you know, that never changes. And yeah, I'll never ever forget that moment actually being in New Zealand, hearing the song on the radio. And I remember tweeting the radio station and then they played it again. And it was just it's a wild thing. It's beautiful. Hearing your music anywhere out and about is so special. And especially now with TikTok and everything, getting to see everyone enjoying it and make their own videos around the music. It's sensational.
Which you're definitely going to get with Gimme, by the
I hope
way.
so. I hope so. I love that song. Gimme's actually one of my favorite songs on the record. So I'm really, really excited for this to be out.
I can just see it already on TikTok because I I feel like that. I mean, you've done snippets already on your Instagram, but seeing just that small snippet and going, I just already know there's going to be a trending dance. If you haven't created one already, that's the question. Have you got a dance for that already?
No, I haven't. I haven't. Not for that one. Not for that one. But there's other stuff coming out soon.
Is there one song in particular that you're intrigued to hear people's responses for?
Yeah, I'm always intrigued. There's the hymn on the album that's called Gloria. So I'm always intrigued to hear people's thoughts on that. But do you know what? The big part of this record has been that it's as much as it's made for everyone to enjoy. I made this record for me, and I really have kept that focus on making sure that I've felt fulfilled artistically with what I've made. And if everyone enjoys it, that's a beautiful plus.
The one song that I have to say is my favorite, and it's because I'm a sucker for anything that makes me cry, which this did this morning when I was lying in bed, is How to Cry.
Do you know what? I love that song, and I think it comes straight after Unholy on the record, and it's perfect because I think in Unholy there's a lightness and a jokiness about the man that I'm talking about, but then How to Cry is the deeper side of that and about this lack of emotion and how emotions and crying and being vulnerable is really a superpower in my eyes.
The balance throughout this album is going to be amazing live. So
Yeah,
of course I went to your show a few years ago, and I felt the energy in the room of everyone that was there knew every single lyric to every single one of your songs. And that's something that is, I don't think I've ever seen.
I always say this, and I mean this. My favorite show on my tour, both tours I've done around the world have been New Zealand. And in that room, I feel so much love in that room. And these performances, especially in these big arenas, it really is a two-way street. I can give everything I can on stage, but the audience have to be there and present and giving it back for it to all work perfectly. But this tour I'm putting more into this tour than I ever put into any tour in terms of rehearsals, and I just really want it to feel like a pop opera. I want to really give people a show more than ever before.